All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this live stream. Just give me 1 second here. Just have to make one quick adjustment, and then we will get started with tonight's live stream. So, it has been a while since we've done one of these. As you can see, there's been a bit of a camera upgrade. So we're now streaming on a 1080p camera. I have since upgraded my laptop since the last stream, so that's very exciting. So today is Thursday, January 25th, 2024, and it's unbelievable to say this, but Christmas was about a month ago. That's pretty crazy. It has been 1 month since Christmas. So yeah, obviously a lot going on. And I hope, yeah, okay, good. We're streaming to the correct channel. Okay. I apologize. I don't know why it's like two different accounts. It's really freaking weird. I do want to apologize for the lack of these streams. Just again, a lot of stuff came up very quickly, and we haven't been able to do one of the streams. So I do want to apologize for that. But we are once again back to doing these live streams yet again. So yeah, a lot going on with that. So let me go ahead and go here. Okay, there's people here. All right. Yeah, we haven't done one since January of this year. So definitely we were due for one. And I am going to try and make more of an effort to do these. It's just, it's not as easy to do these streams, but we're once again doing a live stream here tonight. Again, it's Thursday, obviously. So, hi, Fantech. Hello, Elevators of Steel City. Hi, Brandon Smith. Hello, Tiger. So, we got a lot of people on here tonight. So, that is great. So, I'm probably have to get some water throughout the stream tonight. So, let me see here. I know they're moving into one actually right near me in Clifton. They're actually moving across the street into the Bed Bath & Beyond store. So I'm not surprised personally. That plaza receives a lot of traffic, and Burlington would definitely benefit from that. Yeah, I know about Monmouth Mall. They're knocking down the whole property. It's all the Kushner, Jared Kushner. They're going to put a whole town center there. Yeah, that's what's going on with Monmouth Mall. It was expected. It was rumored for almost a decade. So it doesn't come as a surprise that the mall's going to be demalling and moving to a more town center type of way. So yeah, I'm not surprised. Kushner Companies is evicting all tenants, so it's not surprising that they're closing on the 24th. Really, no loss. It's just a 3,300. There's still two Forever 21s in the state with similar 3,300s. Quaker Bridge Mall, Forever 21, and the Hamilton Mall, Forever 21. I don't know. Although I don't know how long that's going to hold, given the sad shape of Hamilton Mall. Yeah, that place is really depressing. I mean, and unfortunately, I think that Macy's is eventually going to fall victim to a closing. I mean, the only Macy's, the only thing that Macy's is going for itself down there is the fact that it's the only Macy's outside of Atlantic City, and that's not really saying much. It's in the Hine sense of things, it's pretty much a 3-level Macy's and absolutely in the middle of nowhere. That's pretty much what the store is right now. So yeah, I guess there's just not enough customers going to that Macy's store. But yeah, the Tallahassee one is closing. That's one of 5 closing within the next couple of weeks. They're closing one in Florida, Virginia, 2 in California, and California doesn't come as a surprise, and Hawaii. So yeah, I'm sure they'll get another tenant in there. No, actually, because here's the thing: the JCPenney spot in the mall was on the left. Yeah, I'll kind of explain it. Show it on maps.google.com. Let's see if I can go ahead and share the screen. And this, I do not want to show the sidebar. All right, let's see if we can get Monmouth Mall up here. kind of give you a more geographical, because sure, I can explain it through chatting with you guys, but people like visuals, and I definitely want to see if we can do one here. All right, so let me find the present share screen. Hang on. One second, guys. Yes, yes, I know visuals helps everybody, so I'm gonna try and figure that out here. Share a screen. There we go. Okay. All right. I'll get my face out of here for a second. Okay. Whoa. Yeah. You guys can all see my search history. I don't know. I should have cleared that. Hang on. Let me just clear my search history and then I want to just try and delete everything because I don't want all this stuff showing up. Okay. Apologize. I meant to clear my search history, so I apologize for that. Okay. All right. Let's do it for real now. Okay. So Monmouth Mall, to answer Fantex 0104's question here. All right, so this is the Monmouth Mall right now. This is Macy's. This is Boscov's. This is JCPenney. This is Lord & Taylor. So the reason why Boscov's didn't simply move over here is because Boscov's is acting as like an anchor for this outdoor center. The parts of the mall that are expected to be knocked down are JCPenney and the wing from Boscov's all the way to here. This interior part of the mall that houses the Macy's and the movie theater, this is expected to stay. But the part of the mall that's going to be knocked down is going to be the two-level wing that was built, the expansion that was built between this portion of the mall and then all the way obviously down to Boscov's, which back in the day used to be Abraham and Strauss. You can see the parking deck too. This has since been knocked down. So they're really trying to transform this into a whole town center. And then that's pretty much it in terms of the Monmouth Mall expansion. So the JCPenney store is officially coming down. They're going to knock down the entire JCPenney store and, of course, the entire Lord & Taylor store, which used to be Hayden Company back in the day. But the Boscov store and the Macy's store will remain on the property for now. Again, should something drastically happen, but I doubt it, you can expect an update. But, yeah, that's pretty much explains Monmouth Mall. So. Yeah, I'm just not going down there again. I already went there in 2022. It doesn't make sense. It's I mean, for that type of elevator, it's very far for what it is. Again, if I had to be in the area, sure, but I'm not gonna go. The thing is, I'm not gonna go out of my way for something that I know I can see. I can see a lot closer to home. You know, you got to think about the mapping, the distance, and the time, all for something that is generic and I can see it in this area. You know. I mean, you know, there are, of course, some exceptions. You know, if I have to be in that area for some reason, okay, maybe I'll pop in and get a couple videos. But other than that, I try to make it where it geographically makes sense on a map and I have time to kill. So, no, I don't know where Beechwood Place is. Yes, JCPenney Monmouth Mall closed in 2022. Yeah. Hello, Cool Cat Productions. The Sears at my local mall. It's having a bleaker future. But yeah. Well, I went to Jersey City 2 weeks ago, actually. I went to the store. It's pretty sad to walk through. I'm glad I got to okay, Beechwood, Ohio. All right, I'll take a look. But yeah, that whole Sears was it was pretty sad to walk through. You know, it was not looking good, and you know, they're already gonna sell off some stuff. I may go back there one more time, just depending on if things fall into place. And I may not, but I'm glad that I got there at least just to say I was in the last one in the state. It's pretty crazy. So, I think Macy's just has a big amount of locations, so I don't necessarily think that they're ready to get rid of the New York locations, at least not yet. And I think right now they're keeping them for logistic reasons. So I can't imagine that they're going to be dumping those particular Macy's stores anytime soon because they still have a crap ton of them across the country to close. But again, it could close all altogether. So yeah, but I guess they wanted more money for it. Yeah, probably COVID canceled the whole thing. Don't be surprised if Dick's House of Sport tries to go into the Gardens Mall. It would be a very good location for that. Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad that they did that. They denied the takeover because that would have really been. It really would have been. I think too. They took a very close look at it and they said, "Hey, do we really want to go down the same path as Sears?" And that's kind of what happened with Sears. I mean, the strategy now at Sears is how many tenants can we get to sign on for our stores, and then how quickly can we close our stores. That's really the strategy. Now, again, I don't care if there's this whole thing on LinkedIn where these people are trying to be cute and they're saying, "Oh, Sears is coming back." Like, no, we know what's going on behind the scenes. We're not stupid. You don't just promote that on LinkedIn and try to call it, yeah, Sears is coming back and things are going to be better than ever before, and we're going to have um we're going to have all this great stuff and all this great merchandise and this great store. I mean, come on. Come on. You can't, you know, especially now with Jersey City closing. And then they comment it's like, "Oh, this store wasn't part of our future plans." So then why here's my question. Why are we reopening up stores and then still closing stores? I mean, don't you think for a second you kind of scratch your head and say, what are we doing? Why? But you know, Eddie can really pull some fast ones, especially when he wants to close stores because he wants to make big bucks off the remaining locations. I mean, these retailers have to offer a sick amount of money, and I know in 2024 we're still going to see more Sears closing. That is not going to end. We're still going to see more Sears stores close. I mean, pretty much every single year, maybe leading up to 2013, we've seen Sears close stores and Kmart too. So the trend is going to continue. It's not like the trend is going to end. The trend is going to continue. It's just the offer has to be right, and Eddie has to agree to walk away with the money because he'll make money off the stores that are closing. It's really sad, honestly, that it's become a real estate game for Sears. It's kind of pathetic, actually, in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, but see, the thing is, Toys R Us as an IP has more value in it just because of the brand and name recognition than Sears. So bringing Toys R Us back is a genius marketing idea because people are familiar with that brand. Now, do I think them teaming up with Macy's was a stupid idea? Probably. I mean, it's not to say that it's a bad partnership, you know, but from what I've seen Toys R Us stores inside of Macy's stores, I don't necessarily think it's working. I know it was to try and beef up their toy section and they felt that the Toys R Us IP would help. It didn't quite seem to help. I mean, at least from what I've observed from Macy's at Paramus Park and last weekend I went to Palisades Center, I don't necessarily think that was the thing that was going to bring people inside of Macy's. I mean, great. I think it works. Um I think eventually they will I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, and even that's just like stupid. That is just so stupid. I think Braintree is I think they're gonna still close more stores. I just I mean, Raymond Marquez worked for New York and Company, and New York and Company went belly up. So that should tell you a lot about the direction that Sears is heading in. It's not even like, I don't care if he's gonna post stuff on LinkedIn. And I mean I would show you guys, but for reasons being I won't. But from at least from what I've seen from my end, it's kind of pathetic. I mean, here you are getting this great background and great education and getting your degree, and you're going to waste it on Sears? I mean, you got to scratch your head and think, wow, I went to school to go help a doomed retailer? You know, I mean, look, the situation would be very exceptional if you actually had a vision to bring the company back and to bring in the 21st century standards. If you're just going to reopen up an existing store and it's still going to look exactly the same, you're going to get the same result. And whether you like it or not, the store is once again going to close, or they're going to close a different store in the area. The bottom line is, you don't just go to school to go get a degree to go work for a dying retailer, especially a retailer that has been run right into the ground by Eddie Lampert himself. That is wrong, at least in my opinion. Yes, Dave and Buster's will put. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much the reason why Sears is closing at Newport Center. I think Braintree will just close altogether personally, but I don't necessarily think they're focusing more south and west. I think those people commenting are just, they're trying to be cheerleaders. They're trying to act. It's awful. It's actually awful. Yeah, well, like I said, the Toys R Us section in the mall is only going to get packed at Christmas. Guess what? When January comes, malls are pretty dead. I mean, I went to Palisades last weekend, and it was pretty dead, honestly. I mean, obviously, as time went on, the more people came in the mall. But yeah, I haven't been to Palisades in about 8 years. I said, you know what? I had to be in the area. I had to do something, a function. I had to help out, and I just said, you know what? I'm going to go up to Palisades and kill some time. It was pretty cool to go back there, though. I haven't been there since 2019. So to be there 5 years like later, I mean, you know, it's pretty cool. I don't think they're getting dangerous. I think there definitely is a teenage problem for sure. That's certainly a point that can't be argued, and a lot of mall owners have had to step in and curb the policy, which is a shame because it takes the glory away. And when one person ruins it for all, it ruins it for everybody. And I think the reason why Westwood implemented the curfew policy, the TikTok video explains it pretty well. They probably went into their mall management office. They said, hey, you know, this is going viral on TikTok. We got to do something about this. And that's the end result, unfortunately. Unfortunately, the power of social media in 2024, unless you're living under a rock, is very, very, very powerful. So Art Deco Sears is still there. I actually drive past it pretty frequently, and I can confirm it's still there. Still abandoned to this very day. No. I mean, they're pretty much about the same. Urban Edge isn't awful. Simon used to be really, really bad, but their maintenance has gotten slightly better. Although both I know have been cutting corners tremendously. I mean, even with the Bergentown parking deck elevators, man. I mean, talk about a mall that makes a lot of money, but they cut corners. I mean, you would expect an outlet mall where they make a lot of money to say we're going to put quality in our elevator maintenance. They literally, I don't know, I think Excel came in and they literally slapped on Monitor TR. They kept one of the same cabs exactly the same. I mean, like, you got to scratch your head and think, why? The things are going to break. I mean, you know, and I get it. It's, you know, they just care about, you know, making the quality, but the quality sucks. You know, they really cut corners there, unfortunately. Well, yeah, because they're probably the top performing malls in the state of Florida. Not sure. AI. Ooh, this is a good one. Artificial intelligence. This is something that is new to the stream, and I'm glad that Cool Cat brought this one up. There's the right way to use AI, and then there's the wrong way to use AI. AI can be a tool that is necessary in a stance, but you also want to have some backup with that. You don't want to just completely rely on AI for things. But yeah, I think it still is in the works, but I think it will replace some jobs, not all jobs. But it is definitely a powerful tool for sure. And it's definitely something widely talked about in 2023. And obviously, you know, as time goes on, it'll be talked about for the next decade. That is for sure. So to answer your question on that, that's all I have on that particular comment. So. Joanne Crafts. Yeah, I hear they're in some sort of trouble. I think they're probably gonna go under, or they're gonna close a bunch of stores. Again, Joanne Crafts and Michaels. It's very hard to compete, you know. Um Not saying they couldn't compete, but you got to think about it in the instance of, you kind of sell the same thing. What makes a Joanne Crafts special and unique? That's really the question that has to be answered. Is it a unique experience, or is it just more of the same? You know, not saying it doesn't work. It's just yeah. What did Joanne Fabrics used to be? Oh, maybe it was always a Joanne Fabrics. Whoop. Hmm. I know they redid the store. Like the store received a bit of a facelift, but I don't know what's going to happen with Joanne Fabrics. Actually, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with the It'd be interesting to see what happens with the store itself. February 16th. That's good to know. I'll try and go there on opening day. Did they come out with a news article yet on it? Hmm. Okay, 16th to the 23rd. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to go at some point. That's definitely something I'll be hitting up for lunch to take a look at the place, and because the place is, I checked records and it said there's going to be some 330As in there, so I definitely would like to see it as soon as possible. I'm not sure about any other retailers that are going to be going under other than Rite Aid. I mean, maybe Joanne, but Rite Aid is definitely done. I mean, you can't escape an opioid lawsuit, and if you sell the same crap as CVS and Walgreens, how is Rite Aid really different from Dwayne Reed, or other pharmacies? So that's kind of the problem. You can't differentiate yourself. It's very hard to stay afloat. Yeah, I don't know so much about Big Lots, but I know that Joanne is probably in the crapper. Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna go opening week. I just read it now online, so I'll definitely be going. I'm gonna go probably, yeah, probably during the week because it doesn't make sense to go. What's it called? It's crazy. That spot was Old Navy, then Uniqlo, and now it's becoming an entertainment place. But I think Pinstrips is going to do a really nice job with it, and I think it'll really be impressive. I'm actually looking forward to seeing it in a few weeks. One's going on the lower level, one's going on the upper level. I don't know if it's going to be the same type of place, but that's something we'll just have to wait and see on that one. So, yes, time flies pretty fast. America's number one favorite restaurant chain was just revealed, and it's not McDonald's. Let's see. Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Wow, I thought it would have been Chick-fil-A. Interesting. Yeah, I know. Yes, they're gonna stay. Yes, absolutely, especially with the city's problems. Unless there's a change, but there won't be. That's not going to change. Oh, okay. I'll take a look, I guess, after the stream. I was actually at Uno a couple days ago. I'm probably going to go back at some point. Favorite restaurant? I kind of like Uno, believe it or not. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, they're gonna be. It's gonna be 2 floors. J.C. Penney, I don't know. Right now, I just know that one Fuddruckers. I actually have been to. I went to Fuddruckers earlier this year, right before New Year's. It's actually they make massive burgers. It's pretty good, actually. Definitely gonna have to go back at some point. I just wish it wasn't a heck of a drive to go out on I-80. It's a bit of a drive. So, but so I really like this new camera, by the way, on my laptop. It's tell you, I do not miss 720p. That is for sure. I love the fact that it's 1080p. It's a beautiful thing. So take a look at my phone here. Man, probably go for another half hour, and then unfortunately I have to get some shut eye pretty soon. Yeah, still, but I'm also working too. So it's life. But I'm happy to be on here with you guys for a little bit. And we haven't done one of these in a while, and I wanted to finally do a live stream because we just haven't done one in a while, and I don't really get to engage with you guys. It's very hard during the day, but I'm trying my best, and I'm trying to make time for it, and I finally have time for it. Yeah, and I think it is such a smart move for JC. I was actually going to bring that up. I was thinking, what am I going to talk about? Like, oh yeah, JC Penney relocating from Wayne Town Center to Willowbrook. That's another place I have to get to. So, yeah. So that is very, very exciting. That they're going to be moving there. It'll really help the mall be more complete, and then it'll allow Urban Edge to knock down the JC Penney at Wayne Town Center, which that in theory is the last piece of the former Wayne Town Center Mall, and they'll redevelop the spot. Probably put apartments, or they'll put something there. Who knows? They can come up with something, I'm sure. But I think it's a very smart move for JCPenney consolidation. They'll be in a much, much better location, and they'll have a 2-level department store. As for the elevator, I don't know if they're going to keep it, or I don't know if they're going to, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. What I'm personally waiting for at American Dream is there's 2 retailers that are supposed to be opening up in the Avenue, Gucci and then Balanca. They're supposed to be opening up 2-level stores. I don't know if they're going to have elevators or not, but we'll just have to wait and see if they do or not. Actually, I could probably check right now. Just use Safari. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what they do with the buildings there. It'd be interesting to see how they're going to do them. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. Actually, I'm a what the heck? I'm a grad now. I finished out my undergrad. Burndies? Yes, I've heard of them. Well, they were part of Federated, so Federated merged with Macy's, and yeah, became Macy's. So, but we can see now that that hasn't worked out pretty well. Federated and Macy's. Oh my god. Yes, so they're going to both be on top of each other, and you'll probably have access to one and the other. So, but Kone, definitely Kone. Yeah, that's amazing. It's sad about the Harrisburg Mall. I'm glad I walked through it in 2022. Yes, it will have 2 floors. They'll be connected somehow. Yeah, May Company. Oof. Oh boy, May Company, Lord and Taylor's. I have some quirky comments for that. I liked the older Lord and Taylor's personally. I think at least they had class. When May started building them, they're just generic. It's just a generic department store to sell crap. Buildings had zero character. I mean, now they don't make department stores a character. I mean, it's just not a thing in 2023. I mean, look at all the generic Starbucks buildings, all the generic Chipotle buildings, McDonald's buildings. I mean, I could go on for hours and hours and hours about this, but I don't know. I see a different perspective there. Why did Bloomingdale's at Lenox Square get downsized from 3 floors to 4? They probably didn't need the 4th floor, which probably tells me that in the near future, the same is probably going to happen with Bloomingdale's Short Hills. The fact that they went from even 4 to 3 is significant. They still have 3 floors of retail. You know, the thing is, in 2024, department stores don't necessarily need all this space. You know, it was great back in the 60s and the 70s when they needed the space for stock. I mean, I've been through department store stock rooms. I mean, it's kind of sad. I mean, it's a bygone era for sure. But it's just a different ballgame now. I mean, you got Amazon, that's a big player. So, people can just kind of go on their computer right here and or their cellular phone and just order something, and it's at their doorstep in 2 days. So it's just different, but it is sad because it's a bygone era for sure. So I'm just happy that in all department stores I was able to do a tour of Sears in Jersey City, and you guys really like that tour, by the way. You guys, there was some pretty good reactions to that. So Best Buy, oh my god, Best Buy. Yeah, Best Buy is an interesting place. Very interesting place. They're trying to come out with new store concepts that appeals to the next generation of consumers, so they have no choice but to make drastic cuts, sadly. Well, I mean, one, don't ask an employee about photography. That's pretty that's a no-brainer 101. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why you even. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna try and get footage, don't make yourself look obvious. That's that's filming 101. It's I made that mistake many years ago. So the cups, oh, I don't pay attention to garbage like that. I think it's just generic garbage and people to just go get views on TikTok. But who am I? I'm not someone that spends hours and hours scrolling through TikTok or looking up the latest TikTok trends. I know they say, oh, but you're from 2000. I'm like, you got to understand, my life doesn't revolve around TikTok. It's great for people in the 2002 and later, but is that my area of expertise? No, it's not. I'm not surprised about round one. These malls are really trying to get entertainment. They're trying to beef up their entertainment lineup. Probably because the non-disclosure agreement that those Target employees signed was is that it violated that certain type of clause. So because they use something for a TikTok trend, being an employee at a Target, obviously HR is going to get involved and they're going to shut that down. But I mean, you got to think about it this way: the company's got to protect their reputation, and if these employees are screwing around, these employees kind of cost their own jobs. And now, holy crap, they're out of a job and they can't use Target as a reference because they violated their terms of agreement. So they're kind of screwed now. But honestly, if they're really going to do that, it's they're at blame because they signed a non-disclosure agreement. So and with social media, remember, everybody's watching. It's not you can't. The thing is, you can't hide behind a computer screen. You could get asked an awkward question about something you posted on the internet. So you really got to be careful with that. And those employees thought, oh yeah, well, when you post something on social media, what if Target HR is looking? Then you're screwed, and you are absolutely screwed. Yeah, but I mean, when you go in and you start taking pictures of the store, I could see why that they're, questioning you for dicks. But if you go in there discreet, and film their elevator with, yeah, I mean, no reason to go through that whole process. Believe me, it's not worth it. You're better off getting kicked out and being asked to leave and getting your footage. And I've had that happen before. And have I left the property? Yeah, because I knew that, they'd call the cops and the cops would just tell me to leave. So, it's better if I leave and so that I am not somebody who wastes taxpayer resources to get the police to come out for something this tiny. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about the situation and the scope of it, and I'd be more than happy to leave. Like, I'm not going to stay. If I'm going to be asked to leave somewhere, I will leave. Like, I don't, no reason to get law enforcement involved with that. Let law enforcement take care of something that's a much higher priority, like, someone stealing a car or doing something stupid, graffiti, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I know. I just saw February 16th. So I'm probably going to go during the week. Probably going to get myself a free lunch there and check it out and maybe go ride the elevators. I think there's either supposed to be one or two. Again? Wow, Dollar Tree probably just straight up bought a lot of Harmon store leases, which is a shame because I think that would have been a really nice Harmon. Wow. They're converting two of them near me to Dollar Tree. So Dollar Tree definitely approached Harmon or Bed Bath and Beyond, and they probably got the stores for like nothing. That's crazy. But good on Dollar Tree though, honestly. That's a smart growth move because now they're going to have more locations because of the demise of Harmon. I'm very happy that I filmed those Harmon stores when I did. That was a smart thing I did, filming a bunch of those in 2023. Subdivision of the building. Yes, they're working on it. A lot of towns are working on it. Former JCPenney Palisades is finally getting a new tenant to take over the first floor. Well, what's the name of the tenant? Because whatever the name of the tenant is going to have some sort of parking entrance. Yeah, American Dream definitely. I will say that the number one mall that took a big bite when 555 opened up American Dream, Palisades Center. No doubt, Palisades Center took the biggest, and I mean they took the biggest bite out of Palisades. West of the Garden State, you have the upscale stores and different entertainment options, as well as a good line of stores. Bergen Town Center, you have a bunch of outlet stores and some, mid-price stores. Shops Riverside, you have a selection of upscale restaurants, as well as itself being an upscale mall along with Westfield Garden State. And Primus Park, you got the Sue Leonard's and some lower scale stores. Obviously, American Dream took a little bit of a bite out of there, but not a bigger bite enough. But the mall that took the biggest hit was Palisades Center. No doubt it was Palisades Center that got the biggest blow, because you got to remember, Palisades Center was designed after Mall of America. It was designed as the East Coast version of the Mall of America. 555 did not have an East Coast property in 1997. But when 555 saw the very, very slow construction of American Dream and different property owners, the Mills, and you got to remember the time, the Mills also had the Shops Riverside. Simon could have easily acquired it, but Simon turned it down because probably the recession. So Simon instead took their chances on Riverside, which I think was a smart strategic move in the long run. But then 555 saw an opportunity to say, wait a minute, we can have a big property on the East Coast. We can have a property that has the world's largest theme park, the world's largest water park, all stores, entertainment, different types of restaurants from different cultures. You got Italian restaurants, you got Peruvian restaurants, all different kinds of culture restaurants, a giant food court, a Ferris wheel. And the list goes on and on. But Palisades Center took a huge hit because of 555 opening up American Dream. Because where else are you going to find the world's largest indoor water park, or the world's largest probably the world's largest indoor water park, and the largest indoor theme park in the Western Hemisphere? That is how you differentiate yourself in 2023. And that's something a lot of malls, not saying that all malls lack it, but it's very hard for a place like Palisades to be different. And honestly, when I was there on last Saturday, the place has lost a lot of chain restaurants. I mean, not TGI Fridays. That was pretty sad to walk through too. I was almost going to eat there, but I was like, I'm not quite interested. But it lost Red Robin. It lost IHOP. Sure, you got Dave & Buster's, but, there's a lot to be said for Palisades. It's unfortunate because when I was growing up, Dave & Buster's wasn't in New Jersey yet. They still had the law that you couldn't have alcohol with arcade games. Obviously, they changed something in 2017, which allowed Dave & Buster's to open up in New Jersey. But by then, look, I will definitely still go to Dave & Buster's at some point. Absolutely. I would definitely go back there. Maybe, I don't know, maybe for my birthday or something, I'd go there just to, but I'm not big on arcades. That's just the way I operate. Is it my choice? Absolutely. But getting back to the point, Palisades Center, American Dream took a huge bite out of Palisades. There's no denying that. Lildy, Route 17, and the former Models. I don't know why TJ Maxx wouldn't go there. That would just be a better place. Why would they put a Lildy there? That just doesn't make any sense. January 28th is the last day. Burlington goes after customers. They just slash their prices and their stores look like a mess. It's awful. My issue with Burlington, you go in there, there's nothing. I've even, like, a sneaker I get, it's too big, it's too small, and then they have crap all over the place. It's awful. I feel bad for the retail workers there. The retail workers that have to clean that up and put it all, it's awful. And look, they don't care because, people are going in there and they're buying crap. So they don't care as long as they make money. I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. Why am I not surprised? Look at the stores that are opening up. Dollar Tree sponsors themselves to NASCAR racers. People that watch NASCAR, guess what? They go to Dollar Tree. Goes kind of hand in hand. So, makes sense. Yes. From a business standpoint, absolutely. Lululemon is trying to go into Willowbrook. They realize there's a lot of traffic in Willowbrook and not as much traffic in downtown Montclair. And again, Montclair isn't like downtown Westfield. Honestly, downtown Westfield is probably my favorite downtown in the state. Why? And I'm a little biased to this, but it was home to the only freestanding department store in the whole state. One of the last remaining ones in the whole state, which was pretty cool. And I think that's how, downtown Westfield differentiated itself for many, many years to have the only Lord & Taylor store within the state of New Jersey that was freestanding. Now, of course, there were other freestanding Lord & Taylors in the state, but, that has since changed. I mean, not that any of that matters now, but that's what I like about downtown Westfield. Downtown Westfield also had a beautiful Urban Outfitters. I mean, still a beautiful Urban Outfitters, still a nice Gap, and a decent train station. It's a very nice downtown. It's probably the best downtown in the whole state, and it puts Ridgewood to shame because Ridgewood is just way too damn close to Primus. Sorry, had to be said. Yes, I know. Oh, wow, the grill closed at Riverside? Did the above close too? I'm actually not surprised. I probably wasn't doing numbers. Yeah, I want to check the Simon directory. I'm not surprised. Let's take a look at the map here. Wow. Did the above close too? Yeah, and the above is gone. Wow, yeah, that's going to be a hard I guess their lease ended and they just didn't want to renew. I'm sure they'll get another restaurant in there. I have no doubt about that. At least True Food Kitchen survived. Wow, that's crazy. And you know what's pretty ironic? I was just in there earlier last year to film the Kone. Wow, so that whole restaurant's future is now up in the air. And it's funny, they kept the second level existing from Barnes and Noble, and now they're that's no more. Wow, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. Arhus is still here, or House rather. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with the restaurant. Wow. And yeah, not only that, and the above is gone too. Wow, that is pretty crazy. I'm sure they just didn't want to renew. Spring. Yeah, I know. It's a pretty massive mall. It's fun. It was fun to walk through. I no regrets going there last weekend, but it's a shame of what the mall's become. You mean Destiny USA? Yeah, I know that one. Probably leases didn't renew. Yeah, we definitely want to go back there again to Dave and Buster's. I was thinking about it, but I was like, do I really want to spend money here? I don't know. But I get it. It's the incentive to spend money. I would think Monmouth Mall would be better. I don't think the Voorhees Town Center is that one. So Steamtown Mall. Wow, yes, in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Oh my God. I slightly remember that mall. Don't know yet. Probably not because there's more people in the New York area than there is in the Harrisburg area. Yes, you need an elevator key because that's one of those like handicap lifts. I don't know. I've never been to Humdingers in Paramus, so I can't speak on behalf of that comment. But I would think Dave and Buster's is better because Dave and Buster's at least you get a more selection of food. So I know. I'm so sad about Sears at Newport. Regency Square in Jacksonville? No, I've not heard of that one. Have not heard of that one. So, Closter Plaza? I don't know. That's correct. Zora likes the two level locations. Makes them have they like to lay out their stores in certain ways. That's all I can say on that comment. So, but I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I want to thank you guys sincerely for watching, and that will be it. Good night, guys.